Okay, so we're moving right along, and you may have noticed in that last video, you may be wondering what's up, that it had in my output here that I dropped, the PTSD for everyone has been dropped. And what that's from is actually the same demonstration, the first part of it, the first two parts of it, several days ago, and my screen recording application was being buggy, and so I had to make it again. And that's what's going on there. But we'll continue. And of course, I told you I was going to scroll down to the bottom of this table. There's no point in doing that really. I can take forever, but I can reverse, sort these by user ID in reverse. You'll see we got 2,464 users. This is the first user who created this group on January 7th, 2021. Now we've got to get to the point, and I can explain to you how I make these statistics tables that have the cumulative members as of a given date. And we'll get there. But in this video, what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to explain some more about these members tables and these users list, members list, and the tables, and how this works. And as you see here, you notice that a lot of these rows are empty. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to export this to Excel. I do a CSV file, and I've got this on my other monitor. I'll open this up. You can't see it, but I just opened it up. Okay. I'll explain what these fields are. I'm not going to expand that profile photo because it's long. We always get the username. This user ID. This is an auto incremented ID that I assign. That's assigned to each user every time a user gets added. Just add another auto incremented ID. This profile link. This is the person's main profile link. Okay, so before when I first started collecting data for these groups and getting the users list and getting the members list and getting the the data from the post. And then we go here, I'll show you. So I got the members list. Or say that I got this post right here from Susan Boggs. Okay, I got this post. Now to get her profile link, you'll notice that it takes us to one of these group formatted profile links. This is her profile link for this specific group. It's not her main profile link. If I want her main profile link, I go to View Main Profile, and I'll get this, or I can do this for Alex because he's our first user. Go back to Alex. I can get his main profile link, which will be this. So we'll put Alex's profile link in here. Use an example. But this is what it would give me when I got the user, either from the members list or from a Facebook post. And this is really convenient because people generally don't change their profile links. I believe that Facebook prevents you from changing your profile link more than once. So I believe you're allowed to set your profile link, a personalized profile link, one time, and then subsequent to that, you're stuck with it. Okay, so this is our best information we've got if we want to avoid duplicating users, as we can identify them based on their profile link. Okay, that we should never ever have the same profile link in a members table, and we can check for that, to make sure we don't have duplicate users. Now, part of the way through the game, Facebook changed. And what they started doing was giving me this group formatted profile link. Okay, this profile link it gives that person's link for whatever group that it happens to be that I'm looking at. Okay, so it gives their individualized link there. This profile photo. This is the link to this person's profile photo. This scammer. This is a legacy column. When I first made my databases, I had thought that what I was going to do is I was going to try to identify who I thought was a scammer versus who I wasn't. And so everybody would have a scammer value of 0 to start. And as I discovered, as I looked at who was a scammer, and I determined that somebody's a scammer. So if I determine that Alex is a scammer, I'm going to change him to a 1. And all my scammers will be identified with a value of 1. And all of my non-scammers, the people that I don't think are scamming, I would have a value of 0. And that would allow me to create custom statistics based on the scammers only. This process was added later, that I have different things that I do for these members lists. And it's helpful if I've got a bunch of members lists that I'm doing some activity on, I'm doing some kind of analysis, or I'm transferring them to another table. In my programming scripts, with my application, that once I've processed a user, I would mark them as 1. So say that I'm doing a massive load, say that I get a bunch of PTSD groups like this, and I want to load them, consolidate them on one single table, and I've got tens of thousands of rows that I can't do it all in one day, or I don't want to do it all in one day. I can do the first 1,000, the first 1,500, the first 2,000, and as I do each one, I can mark them as processed and put a value as 1 here. And then the next day when I start to go and resume whatever I'm doing, I can query my database and pull only the ones that have a processed value of 0. Okay, that way I don't have to do double work. And if I've got some kind of data loading that's going to take multiple hours or multiple days, I don't have to start from scratch, and I can basically save my project at the last state it was in and continue on. This timestamp, this is a Unix timestamp, and in the old UI, the old Facebook UI, the blue and white, they would give you this for about 95 to 98% of your users. They would have a Unix timestamp embedded. A Unix timestamp is a date, is a format of a date that is the number of seconds since January 1st, 1970 in universal time. Okay, I'll show you what a Unix timestamp looks like. You may have seen some of these already, but I can go here. Show you what I mean here. Okay, and there's one example Unix timestamp looks like. I'll put this on the spreadsheet just so you can see it. So if this person joined them, we put the Unix timestamp like that. But now, Facebook doesn't give you this in the members list. You don't get a timestamp, so what you have to do is you have to manually calculate it, or rather, I write a programming script that will calculate this person's timestamp. What does it calculate the person's timestamp based on? It calculates it based on this joined date string. Say joined 4 hours ago, joined 17 hours ago. Okay, all of these, I can calculate these very accurately, which the maximum accuracy of a Unix timestamp is that it's accurate down to the second. Now here, I cannot get this one down to an accuracy of a second, but I can get it down to an accuracy within hours. Then I downloaded this members list today. And so in my programming application that calculates the join date, I can get the time this file was modified, whatever time that was. I can add 4 hours to it, and I'll have a join date accurate down to the hour. Now, what I want is I want a join date that's accurate, my timestamp, which ultimately serves as my join date. That's what I judge the join dates by. Is I ultimately want it to be accurate to the day or better. So as long as my join date is accurate to the precise day that the person joined, that's good enough for me, for my purposes. And so this is also good. I can get this accurate down to the day. Get this accurate down to the day. All of these. Here is where we start to run into problems, and I'll talk about in a little bit, either in this video or another video, what I've got to do about these. And so here's another one. It's got January 7th, 2021. So I'm down, I can get the exact date on this person. And what I have is I have a bunch of programming scripts that I can run through my PHP application. I can run these users through, I can load them from my database, run them through my PHP application, and it will analyze this join date string, this sentence about when they joined, And it will analyze that, and it will extract the relevant details, and it will give a relevant, an accurate timestamp down to the maximum accuracy that's allowed. So if it says 4 hours, we can get it to the hour. If it says a day, we can get it down to the precise day. And sometimes it might say joined a few minutes ago or something like this. We can get it down closer to the minute. And then this group link, this is the person's link for whatever group that they happen to be that I happen to be getting a members list for. This group link threw a wrench into my system because this is something that Facebook introduced part of the way into the game as I'm doing my project. They started replacing this link with a group link. And so what I had to do is I had to program a Win Automation script, which the software is now called Power Automate. It used to be called Win Automation, which is a software that you can automate your operating system. And what I would do is I would have Win Automate go and load these group links and get their profile link, find their actual profile link, and load that into the spreadsheet. And that's how I get their profile links. And I need their profile links because, again, I don't want duplicate users. And my system is based on one unique profile link per one user. I identify users by their unique profile link. And so, the first step in my project, as I start this analysis, the first thing I do is I get a bunch of users lists for a bunch of autism groups that I'm going to be analyzing. And of course, I've also got other autism groups that I don't analyze. I get users lists for them too. So I've got a massive list of autism users, or I've got a collection of autism users list. Okay, so here's one high-functioning autism users. I got that. I've got one members list for autism family and support users. Okay, so I've got all these users lists, and what I ultimately do is once I've got these users lists, I consolidate them into one big table. Okay, and I'll show you this table. It's my master users table. Okay, and you'll see here I've got a whole lot of users in this master users table. And this is the consolidation of, we see here we've got 57,294 rows. This is a bunch of users lists put together. And this is where this profile link becomes important, because say that Alex, however you say his last name, Klopfenstein, say that he's a member, say that we're going to do an analysis on a bunch of PTSD groups, and Alex is a member of more than one group. So we get a bunch of PTSD groups, and we consolidate those lists into a master list of users. If we do it based on these group links, and Alex is a member, say he's a member of 3 groups, in that master users table, we're going to have 3 copies of Alex. Okay, because again, the system is based on one unique link per user, so it's going to load Alex and say this. Again, this is the link that Facebook gives us, and so it's going to check: does this link exist in the database? This particular profile link. Okay, it's going to say no, and so the next step, since this doesn't exist in the database, we load in the table. We load that into our new consolidated master users table. Okay, so now Alex is in there once. Now for the next group, say instead of group 47849, all these numbers, say that Alex is a member of group 6785375. Okay, so here he's a member of this group. Okay, from the next group's table, and what it's going to do is it's going to say, is this group link in there? Does this profile link exist in the table? Okay, and it's going to say no again. Okay, because we don't have this, and it's going to load Alex again. So if Alex is a member of 3 groups, it's going to have 3 copies of Alex in my master users table. And again, the goal is I don't want to have duplicate users ever. Okay, it's not letting me Control Z this. and change this back. And I'm being a stickler here. I'm going to go back to Alex, and I'm going to get his group link. I have the real thing. And so that's why, as I said, I go and I have one automation find their actual profile link, because they'll always only have one of these. Or in very rare instances, I'd say probably less than 1% of these users in these groups change their profile link. Probably less than 1/2 or 1/10 of 1%. I mean, it's a very, very small number that are ever going to change their profile link. So this is a good way to identify unique users. Now this alt join date, I added this because my Win Automation script, what I have it do, and I'm going to program a new script. I just got a new subscription, so I had a Win Automate subscription for a year. I canceled it. They've since retired the Win Automation product. It's now called Microsoft Power Automate. So I got to write a new script. But what I write a script to do is it goes to Alex group link, for instance, whoever happens to be that's on the list. I give it this spreadsheet. It starts with this spreadsheet, and it gets this group link. It loads this group link into the browser, and it gets two pieces of information. It gets that main profile link, which I've already showed you. I'll go from this View Main Profile tab. Okay, this tab, and it gets this join date string that I can actually calculate, to an accuracy down to the day. So here he's got a 4 hours ago. Let's find somebody that we cannot do accurate. So here we can only get this accurate to within roughly a month. Okay, and you see the scam nature here. We've got people named William Wallace, which, by the way, this group is a scam group. I'm quite convinced, and I'll have to explain that in some other time why this is. Okay, so here's William Wallace. Let's just view his main profile. Okay, he's stress 45. Couch potato at home. I was going to see if he happened to have lived. Okay. Well, yeah, and maybe that's his real name. But the point is, I want to get that main profile link, and I want to get this join date string that can be calculated down to the accuracy of 1 day. And I'm going to insert this in this spreadsheet like this. And once I've got all of these, through my Power Automate script, I will upload this spreadsheet into my database, and I will use this to calculate. And so let's go back to William Wallace, actually. Here's his actual profile link. So once this is complete, I'll have this for every single user. I'll have their actual profile link, and I'll have their join date precise to the day. I load this. I'm into my database, and I run a script that goes and updates my database table. So this PTSD for everyone table will be updated based on what I collect, to have everybody's profile link, and to have a time to have it for one. There'll be an accurate join date here, and there'll be a timestamp, a Unix timestamp calculated for that user, and that's what my programming application, my web application, that does all the data sorting, the data extraction, the data organizing, the data aggregating, and the whole deal. They use this timestamp, this Unix timestamp. That's what we use for dates and times. And, that's our date formats, and that's like these spreadsheets and graphs that I create. I create the graphs from the spreadsheets. They have the cumulative members by the day or the cumulative members by the month. This timestamp column is what I use. But that's enough for this video. I'm going to write my Power Automate script, and I'll have it run and get these members list. I'll probably, once I get it written, I'll show you an example of how this works. I'm not sure at this point if I'm even going to get all of these timestamps. This project is getting old, and I found multiple groups that appear to be scam groups, and it's getting about time to turn this over to Facebook. And I've got thousands and thousands and thousands of users to get these, to get all this data from the different members lists that I'm extracting, and it's going to take forever. So I'm not sure to what extent I'm going to continue collecting data. But the purpose of this is just to show you an example of how I do this, how I collect this Facebook data.